to work as a security guard? What would be your rate or monthly rate, or if you work like this, you are building your own place, right? To stay. With the wall come all the way, just small wall, you put plank. That's why, and this is where you sleep when you finish. But what about how much do they pay you for work? You don't want to tell us. People don't like to disclose their salary because your salary is a big part. Because when they look for work now, if somebody will come work with you, you don't even want to discuss it. You don't believe her. Say they look for work. But seriously, make you discuss it. So you say you go finish this one today. How many levels will you go do? How many levels? Only one level. Oh, okay. So you will come put plank. Put for. What about bed? You don't buy the bed. Where you go put? You go buy it. And you say you go finish it today. That's very good. So what do you need now? We want, since you don't want pure, we want help you small. You don't finish the gravel. So just give us wheelbarrow, make we help you do one. And bring one gravel for you. Where's the wheelbarrow? That one. Okay. Come with us. Come show me how to do it. Come and help us.
I'm sorry, please, sir. I don't understand.
You don't understand English?
No, not the English.
No, so make I introduce myself to you. Okay.
Yes,
So I be presidential candidate for Nigeria. You don't see the election to come, right? You know any presidential candidates? Who you know?
I know people.
Who else?
Governor ministers.
Any governor you know?
Yes.
Which one?
Bindo, Shetima.
Is Bindo from your state?
Yes.
You are from Adamawa?
Yes.
Shetima Nko?
It's your last state.
Well, how do you know him?
Because we get bonding out of them.
Okay, Adamawa. Okay. So, but are you very happy with the way things are going in the country?
I'm very grateful.
You are grateful.
I'm very grateful.
Wouldn't you prefer to live in a better condition than this? Like as you do now, make you know they stay for house where you do. You work and you go and stay in the office. Would you not prefer that?
I would prefer that.
But these guys are not doing that. That's the problem. You're a young man now, and you work here for a long time. Okay? Not be so. Don't you think things can be better? So that's why we say today na Sunday. How now they work? You understand? In a place like this. That's why we came to see you and see what you they go through. You don't see Buhari before one hour.
No, sir.
What about Atiku?
Atiku is from my state now.
You don't see him before?
I thought they see him.
You don't go meet him like one-on-one like this? Never, right? So we just want to work with you for a little bit, make me safe, make me feel out, because when we enter that place, people wait there for power. They don't know how people like you feel. They just talking for NTA, say people they work or people are happy in this country. So me, I want to try and see what it takes to pull wheelbarrow from that place, come back to this place. So you go teach me. Yeah? Okay, so let's go. So now the wheelbarrow be this, make I hold out like this. Where your shovel? Wheelbarrow car like to no down. You need here. Yeah, you need to put some air in it. It's very cool. So you go station out like this, Jabi. Give me the shovel, right? Thank you. Ah, man. Now we're allowed. But this shit is not easy. How many of these wheelbarrows they do per day? How many times?
No.
Like if they work?
No, na 5 I pack to
You don't do 5. This one has 6 one. Okay. Don't reach. Don't reach. Not that big one. In those days where we do this work, we go put the thing like this. Now it be the flag. Okay now. You see say I good sir. You go pay me. Make you no talk say. Make you no come talk say. You no go pay me after I don't do this work for you. There's a method to pushing this thing, otherwise the food will get accident. Alright. So make I push him inside.
Yes.
Now you be my supervisor today. Oh. Wait, don't. So I go put her for the ground now. Okay, no, not like this. Yes. You go push her down first. So we now spread it on the floor, right?
Yes.
So that I know go stop the door. Alright, push and close. Don't reach.
Yes.
But you need to pour water now.
Yes.
So, pull and make it pour. So that dust not go worry for me.
Let me
Where did you get the water
see the
from?
water here.
Okay. Bring water. Don't reach. Water. This one, this is ad hoc construction for the security post. This guy is in charge of all this place. And now big man area. I don't know what to tell the name of the people about okay. So what you gonna remain now? Now to where the stick to hammer for the wall now? Where you go reach?
You put the
Cement.
inside first.
Okay,
After
so
we floor it before we come.
okay, so now flooring remain now
You
for the
want floor
cement.
it. After you finish flooring it, before you come start making
So it will come dry.
Yes.
How far you want the floor to go? This place? No, small. Okay. So which side you go start that one now? Huh?
After we finish this one first.
Okay. We want to help. That's anything you need us to help with, we are here. Because this one you are making arrangement from your own house. This one I want room. But where will be your toilet when you finish? You go build toilet. No. You just stay here, sleep, wake up, you look after all these places, and then you come and sleep. What about feeling safe? Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe here? Like, if armed robber come for night, how you go fight? They no fit. They no fit. There's nothing to rob here, right? Yeah. Oh, man, this is. Thank you for letting us know. We are here to help, right? If you need more help, we'll still be around. So, I don't lock me in small time. Wow. Let me use this space to broadcast more. I feel sit down for a chair. Okay. Oh man. Okay. But put this to make it no go. Man. Let's go to the broadcast. It's a lot of work to do, man. And I haven't done even anything yet. And I'm tired. These guys have to do this every day, man. Wow. So let's use this background because it's kind of like very interesting that these guys are here. You see all the rich people over there and the poor people here. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, this is not any kind of pretense or show off. We deliberately came out here today not having planned with these guys. I was here in 2015 when Buhari was inaugurating his government. I just came also without any formal planning, just on impulse. And I came here and pushed the wheelbarrow. That time I couldn't because they were carrying cement. And these guys worked very hard. But what you saw just now is the guy who was a security guard still. He's looking after the whole of this land. He said it belongs to some, I'm sure, rich people in Abuja. But they provided no housing for him. They didn't provide any place for him to sleep. So he has to build his own temporary housing. And I just met him today and I felt like it's an opportunity to discuss the problems that our people are facing. People are working very hard in this country, but they don't really get anything in return. The people who are not working hard are the ones who get all the money, who get all the revenues in the country. But this young guy who is from Adamawa is actually from Atiku Abubakar's home state. And he knows some governors. He only also knows Buhari and Atiku as presidential candidates. Initially when we approached him to see if he thinks they're doing well, he said he thought so, but when we asked him if he would love to live in a place different from this, having worked so hard, he changed his mind and said he would love a better life than this. So this wasn't staged, contrary to what some people might say, and it's not meant to show anything. We're telling a story about our country and what people are going through in the country every day. So this is Jabi Lake. And the other side of this is the paradox. A lot of rich people living on that side. Maybe in another 5 or 10 years, this place would be like this. The guy who built it, people watching over it, will have no share in it. they would probably have been returned back to their villages because this place would have been priced out of their income. But the rich people would move in here in mass because it's apparently pricey land here. In a place that's beside the major lake in Abuja will be under the control of the rich, while the poor continue to live in abject poverty. So that's what I set out to do on this Sunday, and I was surprised to actually find out that they work every day. I thought that maybe people don't work on Sundays in Nigeria, but I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know if that's the right thing to say. So if you're watching and you're seeing this, it's been an amazing experience just helping with construction. Alright guys, we're back. We ran out of data, so we just had to purchase data so that we can complete our Abuja security guard building construction story. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, and they'll be read to me from. Can you get a little closer? So again, we set out to come here today not knowing that we'll meet these guys constructing. I met them, I was here in 2015 when I came to Nigeria to cover President Buhari's inauguration. I was staying somewhere around here, and I just walked over here and met some construction workers. It was 2015, and today I decided on a Sunday to come just to check up on the people. I found out that the guys are still here, but this time around they're doing something very interesting. They're building for themselves a kind of a security outfit post and home. This is the guy in red is from Adamawa State, and we approached him and asked if we could help a little bit. Not help to build a house per se, but just to feel what they go through on a daily basis. They didn't disclose to us how much they make. We asked them, but they didn't want to disclose. We decided to interact with them regardless. So this guy is building his house. He said this place will be done today. It will be finished. It's just a temporary place to sleep every night. He's in charge of this large plot of land as a security guard, and he will be completing this place today. And we just wanted to see how it feels to work a little bit. So I didn't do much. I just pushed one wheelbarrow. He had already done 5 before I came, and I just did 1. It wasn't as bad as last time. You know, last time I couldn't do it because it was like a bunch of cement bags, and those things are heavy. This time I just had to take a few gravels for them and find out how they're feeling, and you know, they were pretty nice. They talked about the fact that they would have preferred to have a house, not this one, but a place where they could lay their heads, which is not possible. But imagine a future for these guys if, when we take over power this year. I keep talking about next year because I've lost a sense of time. We've been traveling so much. It's 2019 and we are just a few days away from election. Actually today is like 40 days from election, thereabout. And these guys can work in construction as well. They can help in building the solar farms that we promised Nigerians to bring about electricity. They can work in other sectors, and they can also go back to school when we create community colleges across most local governments across Nigeria. And they have a future with us, but they don't have a future with the people they know. They know Buhari, they know Atiku, but if you ask them what they do for them, they can't tell you. When we ask if he has ever met Atiku close friends, he said, well, I've seen him before. Apparently I've never seen Buhari, and probably they can't see Buhari, and they will never see Buhari because Buhari is not able to go anywhere. So this is why we decided to do this. Like I said, this wasn't pre-planned. We didn't inform them beforehand, and it wasn't meant to show off. It's part of telling the Nigerian story that we do everywhere we go. Tomorrow we'll be in, I think we'll be in Niger State. If you're in Niger State, I think it says Suleja, right? It's where we'll be tomorrow. And on Tuesday, we'll come back to Abuja to be in court to contest exclusion from the presidential debate. I want to correct you that what you saw that will be happening on NTA on January 23rd is not presidential debate. It's a town hall meeting for candidates and their vice. So what is interesting about that is that these organizers, led by Kaderi Ahmed, the journalist who used to work with Next, 234 Next, actually carried out polls that show that when they wanted 4 candidates that are most popular in Nigeria, they found that apart from Buhari, Atiku, were the third. In some cases, they said their polls showed that we are even beating Atiku and Buhari in some places across Nigeria. And then came Kingsley. They chose 4 people and we fell into that. And in the case of the NADG and their fraudulent polling that they claimed, or research or survey they did, they needed 5 people and we didn't fit into their own criteria, which was basically done to exclude us from that particular campaign. Do we have any questions from there? Okay, just decline that. Thank you. So we are here just on this Sunday to do what we know how to do best, tell stories about Nigeria and how it is. And you can see it's very hot and people have to work under the sun. I don't know in how many construction sites people are working across the city, but this is the only one we could find. But it's about telling the story, and we will keep telling the Nigerian story until we turn the country around and ensure that everything is fantastic for the country. I don't know what we can do for these guys. If we do anything, it's probably just symbolic. So don't feel bad for them until you are able to take care of everybody in their condition. You know, they're not looking for sympathy. They're not asking us for anything. They didn't even ask us for anything, even though they were even reluctant to let us help. They're like, you know, you don't have to. When I first approached them, which was offline, I asked if he could hire us to work for him so that we can complete the building in time. He's like, no, I need you to hire me. So I told him I'm looking for a job, which is true. I'm looking for the most important job in Nigeria, the job of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and I will do my job very well. Like you have seen, I can work in every sector. I can work as a construction worker, I can work as a teacher, I can work as a journalist, I can work even as a doctor, not medical one, maybe like a traditional doctor. You know, I can work as a sports person. I know how to swim, I know how to run. You know, what else can I work as?
Comedian.
I can work as a comedian.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys find me funny? Yeah, I'm probably funnier than Joe, Bovi, and Basketball combined together. Yeah, so sense of humor right there. But this is just me in Abuja today, and we're at a construction site. Well, you know, I don't know whether it's right to call it a construction, but there are a lot of buildings around here. And we've been with some security guards taking care of the place, nice Nigerians that we've been talking to about ourselves. We had to introduce ourselves to him as a presidential candidate, and yeah, so because they are not used to presidential candidates walking around at this time, even walking around period, who are not distributing money and who are like down to earth, who want to come to their level. You know, most importantly, as I am. Interestingly, I actually did this before. Yeah, I did this when I was about to go to secondary school. We built our secondary school in my hometown ourselves. I was one of the laborers, as they call it, who built the secondary school. And after we completed the secondary school, we went to school there. You know, even when I arrived in the US, I did like serious work. I once worked as a security guard in the US. You know, I worked in a sporting goods store, and I was a security guard. I used to wear like a blue jacket and an ash-colored pair of pants. Today I'm wearing like a ash-colored pair of pants. Nothing has changed very much, and a white t-shirt. So if you have any questions, let us know. If you have questions for them, we can also ask them before we round up this broadcast. But it's been one very nice hell of an afternoon here in Abuja, sharing our Sunday with you, and we thank you always for following, you know, making sure that you're pushing our issues out there. We want to keep encouraging our followers to please sign up on Twitter. Twitter is the place we need to be. You're doing so well right now on Facebook, Instagram, but we're still lacking in terms of presence on Twitter. If you haven't signed up on Twitter, please do sign up on Twitter as we speak. We have thousands and thousands of you on Facebook. If you're on Twitter, the impact will be felt at once. When you see all these Buhari and Atiku people articulating, the maximum they get in terms of retweets or likes is like 2,000, and it will be a big deal on Twitter. It'll be trending. We have over 20 to 40,000 organic followers on Facebook, but we're not on Twitter. So when we put out materials on Twitter, you don't go there to retweet or like or comment. You're missing out. Please do sign up on Twitter en masse today. You know, I'm sorry that I'm doing this for Twitter, but that's one of the places where you can advance our narrative and our position very well, especially against people who are spending billions on Twitter. You remember that article when I hired some guy, he was like, woo, you know, some guy in the US for getting articles, social media job. You know, the same thing happened to several of these candidates. They spend lots of money. We don't have money to spend, but we have organic following. People just haven't migrated from Facebook to compete with these guys. We have to compete with them everywhere. You know, they can buy crowds to fill stadium, but they can't always buy people on social media. They can't buy your conscience. Did you
question?
Sorry, what's the question?
What's the hope that you'll be included in the debates?
We're going to court on Tuesday, but the great news is that whether they include us or not, we have advanced so much right now that we will be on national TV on January 2023 for 2 hours, same amount of time, but there would have been added advantage. But we're in court. What has happened is that the NEDG people, that is the national, I think it's the Nigerian Election Debate Group, the DG has been hiding. They don't have an office. Can you imagine? In Abuja. So they knew we sued them just to come and get served. They have been hiding away from our bailiffs because they know that the more time they can waste, the likelihood, the possibility that we won't get them served. But we serve the others. We're just waiting to serve the NEDG, and our lawyers are on it. But on Tuesday, we'll be in court again, and we encourage those of you in Abuja to reach out to us and come to court with us. We'll be early in the morning. We'll massively go to court so that is the FCT court in Abuja. If you know the location of the FCT court, we'll put out more information as they become available to us. We have a great lawyer in Ibehe Effiong who's marshalling this, and we have other big lawyers who are supporting on the ground. So don't worry, in terms of legal representation, we're good. We just need to show to these people politically that we mean business, and this is one fraud perpetrated by the NEDG that should not go unchallenged. And we also heard that our brothers are protesting in London on January 9th, and I think there's a protest coming up in New York as well for inclusion. And I think there's a particular petition going on change.org that has garnered almost 10,000 signatures so far. So it tells you how serious we are, and this is the reason why I say people who are organically linked with us need to be on Twitter. You should be there, liking our comments, retweeting our posts, and also ensuring that you're making comments on Twitter. These people are operating a facade. They don't have the kind of organic following we have. They know it, and most of our followers are people who are capable of matching them toe. They are able to marshal arguments correctly. Their analytics are good, and their analysis of issues are very good. But most of these people are not on Twitter. They're leaving that area of operation very, very vulnerable, and you should ensure that you are. Do you have any more questions?
How do you intend to protect our culture against Western influences when you become the president?
Western influences,
yes.
Of course, you have to have a country that is working before you can have culture. And what are the Westerners doing? You know, they built their country, the country is working, and then everybody copies from people who are successful. If you're not successful, your culture cannot even go past, where it is stuck. Our culture is a victim of the fact that our systems are not working. And we borrow Western democracy, we borrow everything Western. We wear Western clothes, we listen to Western music. But over time, you see that our people are also, especially young people, have been advancing our own voices. They've been advancing our own style, music, arts. They're doing movies that is taken from our culture, even though it is highly diluted. But what I'm trying to say is that you don't have a successful country, you don't have an economically powerful country, you can't even push your culture out there. You can't tell people your stories because we don't even have like a TV station that is, like what others have. I understand how people conquer other cultures. They do so with publicity, they do so with movies, they do so with, clothing, they do so with innovative thinking, they do so with technology. If you don't have all of those things and you haven't prepared your country to be part of the knowledge economy of the future, your culture will suffer, right?
So where is AAC in Kaduna?
AAC in Kaduna, we can get that to you. We have a strong support base in Kaduna. We have officers there. If you DM me on Facebook, we'll link you up with AAC in Kaduna. And I hope our people won't forget that. What else?
Checking.
Thank you. So we will in next 3 minutes, if there's no more questions, we will wrap up this particular broadcast and get a chance to thank our friends over there who made it possible for us, who allowed us to actually spend this Sunday with them.
Please, what about the radio jingles and advertisements?
We're looking for funding to put in as many jingles as possible. As you know, it costs money in different markets across Nigeria to put up jingles. So I get a lot of your comments and advice saying put up jingles, video, TV ads. They cost a lot of money, and we haven't had that kind of money at all. That's our major problem. So every day we try to raise funds, and we're hoping that we'll raise enough funds to be able to put jingles out there in every market, put adverts on TV stations. We haven't had much luck, but what we're doing that's kept us, that we've been able to sustain, is creating jingles and adverts that we put out on social media that's reaching all of you. And that has helped a lot, because what we did, in view of the fact that we're not getting support from the mainstream media, is to create our own alternative media outlets that's worked very well. That's what kept us going until now, that nobody can afford to ignore us. So I thank you guys for that.
How would you promote racial discrimination and tribalism in Nigeria?
Promote it? No, we can't promote racial discrimination. Nigeria is the country of one race, black people. So I know what you're trying to say, that how do we stop it? Tribalism is one of the divisive methods used in Nigeria to create divisions amongst people, because everything else has failed. So our leaders use tribe, to use religion, they use class to create divisions amongst us, and it's the only way we can change that is to have a functioning country. I say it's that if you go to Lagos, every family is represented in Lagos. If you go to New York, every country is represented in New York, but the last thing anyone is asking you, of course, when you first meet them, is, oh, where do you, because somehow there's a sense of some bit of economic justice. Not to say there's no racism, of course. Probably the US is one of the most racist societies in the world. But you find that it's interesting that you are better accepted in a place like New York than you are if you go to other parts of Nigeria, where you can't even set up a business. If you are not from the area, you have had Nigerians leaders deporting Nigerians from one city to the other based on discrimination. All of that will change when we have a leader that is committed, that's ready to unite people, not on the basis of propaganda, but justice, social justice.
They're asking of the VP.
VP was with us yesterday in Kaba. He's in town, so he's resting because we had a long day yesterday. And I think tonight we're going to have a broadcast, so he'll be with us on the couch. So VP is back on track and is working very hard. Don't worry, keep doing what you're doing where you are, and we will triumph on February 16th.
Any hope for diaspora voting?
Not in this election. But when you vote for the right candidate, diaspora voting will be coming in the mail as soon as we're sworn in. I promise you, everybody in Nigeria will be able to vote wherever they are as soon as this government is installed. But if you keep installing the old gaps, the old cargoes, and those who hate people in diaspora, who think you're lazy and you're busybodies, well, diaspora voting will never happen in your lifetime. I'm sorry to say. So you better vote them out so that we can get it on. If we had diaspora voting, this election would have been ours by now. Any more questions? Okay. So, well, thank you for the bombardment with questions. So I hope you all you guys.
One more question.
One more question. Wow.
Please, when are you coming to buy?
Bayelsa already, but we passed through Bayelsa now. We're from Rivers. We passed through Patani, Kayama, and Bumadi. We didn't stop in those places, but we did stop at the market in Bayelsa where we spoke to people. But we will come back to Yenagoa one of these days. We plan to also go to Owerri. We plan, after we finish all the zones again, this will be a second time going around the zones. We've already done northwest. We are right now at north central. We've done northeast, and we've done part of southwest. So we have 2 zones to cover in the next few weeks, and then we'll pick certain cities where we'll be making appearances, and we hope you guys will come out when we're there. Don't worry about the big rallies they're holding. We are not paying for our rallies. They are paying for their rallies. What they cannot dispute is the fact that we are the fastest moving political movement in Nigeria, reaching out to everyone. Yesterday we went to Kaba in Kogi State, and we also did a flash rally in Lokoja. That is the city where River Benue and River Niger crossed each other here. So we'll be coming back to Bayelsa very soon, and we'll be everywhere that's possible. But most importantly, just know that wherever we can be, your eyes and ears. Try and make sure that you keep spreading the message. We got this far not because of money, not because of influence, no godfathers. We did because of you, because you guys are really committed. And you, as you can see, 6 months ago, it was even difficult to appear in a Twitter poll. You know, now we're winning Twitter polls, we are winning on the ground, we are winning the hearts of our people. Market women, you know, students, artisans are talking about us everywhere we go. This was made possible by you, and we thank you so much. TakeItBackers and members of AAC, and those who are not members, who believe in our aspiration and who believe in our dreams. Any more?
Checking.
Wow, the comments are fast, right? How many people do you have watching?
437.
Wow, we reached 500 at a point today, but we lost the opportunity to continue because we ran out of data in the middle of this construction site. So I think we should just walk to say hello to our construction friends, and before we wrap up, let's take back the chair. Let me take it. Don't worry. Guys, thank you so much. I see you're making progress, huh? Yeah? Thank you. No, bye-bye. What's your name now? Lama. Okay. Huh? Me Sunanki. Okay. Huh? Okay. Mugore to say. So, I hope you guys complete this today. Maybe we'll come back and stay here with you when we finish. If you have bed, or we'll bring a drink, we'll come and open the place. You want us to do party to open the place with you. When do you think you'll be finished? Look at this smile, you're laughing. You don't want us to come and do party to open the place. So we'll come back, huh? Mugore to say. Thank you so much, huh? Well done. So if you want to help them open the place, you can signify it too. Because you still need bed now. You don't get the bed? No. We have to supply you bed now. We'll ask our people to see if we can get you bed. Where's do you guys have my... I want to take your number. Don't let girls collect his number. 0 is 0. This is Usman. Usman.
Usman, I mean,
Sunana Omoyele Sowore, presidential candidate AAC House All right. Yeah? Omoyele Sowore. You have I don't know how to put this thing on. Just for sure. Okay. So I don't finish on. Feel free to call me. That's my number. So presidential aspirant, candidate, give you a number now. Thank you so much. All right, guys. That's it for today. We can wrap up.